Yo, yo, yo. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the SBP. I'm your boy Prime Source. What's good?
What up, bro? How you feeling this morning?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good, but I'm a little down. And that is only because of the fact that every year about this time, that means that the high school football season has pretty much come to an end.
Mm,
So I always get a little sad about this time because there's really nothing left now but, you know, maybe some all-star games or something like that. I know we got one here in the 804 that they do every year in the North and the South. But, you know, got a chance to watch some outstanding high school football action yesterday. But, yeah, I'm always in a little bit of a low this time of year when this goes down.
fair enough. Fair enough. Who we got to shout out? Do I know we got to shout out some of the champions, though, right?
Yeah. So let's do it because I know here in the SBP we have a ton of folks that are from all over the area. Not everybody's from VA. So first of all, in your respective states, if your team won or even made it to a state championship game over the past couple of weeks, I know in some states the dates are different.
Mm-hmm.
The shout out and respect to you. I do want to go ahead and give a shout out to in the 804 area to the Highland Springs Springers. They fell a little short yesterday, but if you know they are a powerhouse here in Virginia, have been ranked in the nation over the past few years, and that outstanding coaching staff down there. And I know a handful of the guys that are on that coaching staff. That outstanding program and that coaching staff. Those kids fought hard yesterday, coming up short to freedom. Freedom of Woodbridge, and that would be in the 703 area code. But this is a matchup that everybody wanted. They even did some things before the playoffs to kind of, I don't say make sure, but line this up. This was a possibility that these teams would meet, and they wouldn't meet until the state championship game.
All right.
And it was a great game. Highland Springs went down 28-0 in this game, battled back to make it 28-13 at the half, ultimately falling short. Was it 42-34, I believe it was. But a great game. So I want to send a shout out to the 804 Highland Springs Springers. I also want to send a shout out to the 703 Freedom. They the real deal.
Yeah. My guy. Shout out to Cody Williams, assistant coach up at Freedom. And they've been getting it in for a minute. You remember last season, I believe they were up 91-0 at halftime or something,
Yeah,
something crazy like that last year on somebody. So yeah, they've turned that Freedom area, that Freedom High School team, into a juggernaut as well.
yeah. And the great thing about it is that we may see this again and possibly again. Highland Springs ain't going nowhere. They lose some great seniors, but they do every year.
Hmm.
They've got a staple of their key players that are actually be returning to the squad. I think a couple of receivers and running back Bird. A lot of those kids will be back next year. And on the flip side, as I was talking to my main man, Rob Ashby, we were talking yesterday, is the crazy thing is for Freedom, who just laying the wood, averaging almost 60 points a game this season. They got D1 commits everywhere. Clemson,
Hmm.
West Virginia, Indiana. A lot of those kids are coming back
Yeah.
again. So this may be something that between the 804 and the 703, this may be a up the road rivalry brewing. And who knows if we may even start to get some of these games during the season, like in the early part of the year, like we see somebody play one or two games out of the area, then come back, and then uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Also, want to give a shout out down the road, 757 area, because I know cats in both from both schools, as well as one of the coaches, as one of my peoples down in Phoebus, Phoebus down in the 757. silenced all the noise and the haters. Everybody said that they didn't play anybody. I hate to say I told y'all so, but I told y'all so. They managed to get it done with a freshman quarterback who's had to play, 3.5 games, I guess, in the playoffs. And they got it done in crazy fashion. As I posted a video here in the group, they got it done with essentially would be really the last play of the game. It was like ended up being 1 second left on a crazy pass play, 85, 86 yards, a touchdown. In 121-14 source in a game, whereas the score was pretty much 7-6 through much of the second quarter. They went to halftime at that score, and it was 14-6 up until about 2.5 minutes, maybe about 2 minutes left in the game, where Salem managed to tie the game at 14. I was 7-6, and then I'm sorry, it was 7-6. FIBA scored in the fourth to make it 14-6. And then Salem scored with about 2 minutes left to make it 14-14. Of course, they got the 2-point conversion. And the way it went down, it was crazy because it almost looked like after the first couple of plays from scrimmage that Phoebus was content on just letting the clock run down because they were pinned back in their territory and take the thing to overtime. But then in the last second, they had other ideas, and the joint was crazy.
I appreciate, shout out to Phoebus for the win.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that the nitpickers will nitpick everything. I gotta ask though, Prime, like, were you able to see the whole field at any point? I don't know if you.
Yeah, I kind of cut the video down a little bit. Plus, they showed it several times on the. One thing about NFHS is that they're great. So instead of having a little standard YouTube with your homie got the camera out there, they got commentators. Shout out to Matt Hatfield and all those guys. But so they show it several times, and you can see. And I'm sure your question is what a couple people asked me too. What was it about the coverage?
Yeah. Like I said, it's high school. You gotta, always gotta remember it's high school kids. I was just curious, bro. Like, how did that? That's crazy. And I only saw the one angle that you posted, but also we've seen grown men do this who are professionals, but do silly stuff like this late in games. And I know they're gonna get it on one side or the other. The parents, not the parents, the coaching staff, they're gonna hear about it. The kids gonna hear about it from their friends, even from other people. I was just curious, like, because there was nobody. It wasn't like it was many people on the back end in any type of prevent. It looked crazy.
Well, I think so. It's one thing to take into account of, because it's kind of hard when you don't see the whole game, but I get it. I think Phoebus would lead you to believe, at least early as a possibility, to take one shot, which they didn't work out. And then after that, the way things were going, that you just maybe take your chances in overtime, right, at that point. But if you watch the play again, and it's kind of hard from the way I showed it, it looks like the dude is kind of open with defenders on the sides of him checking other people. There is actually another defender in the play. If you get a chance to watch it again, the defender kind of looks like he's trying to make a play on the ball. It happens so fast that you would think, how in the world did this happen? And he jumps it over the dude's head. If you actually slow that down, I can't really say that the DB actually had a bad position. Like, Phoebus did force them to have guys back. Everybody, force them into man. Because if you look at the play, the guy on the right and the guy on the left, there's defenders there. There's also a defender that was in the middle of the field. But he's kind of trying to make a play. And he just kind of, the ball was just placed perfectly. Let's just say that. So you have to kind of watch it again. So it's just crazy. It's just crazy how that went down. But for Phoebus to blow 98% of their people out the entire season, things got tougher the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Undefeated War Hill. And then, of course, what happened yesterday, and it's only right. You face another team that's stout. Salem stout every year, bro. Every year. I can take you back 10, 11 years ago. But yeah, it's just crazy that you have that type of game that you end up winning it, that you have to gut it out, you know. And think about being the freshman quarterback who's actually the JV quarterback. Through your ups and downs, through the playoffs, so the defense carrying you a little bit, just enough for the running game to get going and all that, and then you make that play, having to replace a all-state performer at quarterback, and this is your play. So essentially, your team next year, a freshman.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my mind is on the seniors on Salem team.
Yeah.
And not even like offensive players, cool, but people that were actually on the field, on defense, on that play. And you could say it was a fluke play, but it happened, and you can't take that away. So I feel your pain. I feel your pain, young man. I can't say that you'll ever forget it. I'm not gonna be this too shall pass. Because if you're anything like me, every few months you will bring up that time that you turned the ball over and your last play in high school. So I get it. But just don't let it overtake you. That's all.
Oh, for sure. I trust me. If anybody that doesn't know, I know Salem pipeline is definitely legit. So, and they'll be back. They're always around, bro. They are always around. I want to say this before we get out of high school. A couple of quick things. I didn't mention. I give you something that was crazy. We always talk about crazy stats. If you want to know, we were talking about freedom in Highland Springs. Crazy stat in the world. I think last year we were talking about what Phoebus, I think, going into the playoffs and giving up with one touchdown, something like that last year, 10 points, whatever. Freedom this entire season had punted the ball 4 times. 4 times, bro. 4 times. So I'm just
because they're disrespectful. They disrespectful. They are disrespectful coaching staff.
And the last shout out I'm going to give is for my other folks that's down there in that that Norfolk area, Maury. Maury, if you remember, they lost to Highland Springs last year in 5. Maury came out and beat another perennial power who was the last team that beat Highland Springs in a state championship, Stonebridge, yesterday. In a game that was essentially really ugly for about 3 quarters. And then Stonebridge comes out scoring. They scored like 20, I think, unanswered points or something like that to make it a game, but it just wasn't enough. And I want to give a shout out to the peoples up at Stonebridge, because anybody that knows anything about that program, not only are they great, but they had kind of a crazy year this year because they started the season. I think they lost their first 3 games. I think they were at one point, first 5 weeks, they were like 1-4, I think 1-5, something like that, and rallied to win the rest of the games. I think they were 1-4, I believe. Anyway, rallied to win the rest of their games and make it all the way to the state championship. So you just never know.
Absolutely.
You just never know. So shout out to all the high schools, wherever you watching. We VA here. So I know there's a lot of 804, 757, 703 love on here, but I know some people in other states. So shout out to your school, old school, kids play there, whatever school you rep, no matter what state that you're in. And if you still have a state championship game to be played, I know things happen. There are states that actually play their state championship games for different reasons on Sunday. And I know that there are some states that won't be having a state championship game until next year. So next week, I'm sorry. So shout out. All right. Comment here from one of our faves right here. And I'm pretty sure you know where this comment came from. And we could definitely, without a doubt, got to give a shout out to Vernice and her LSU Tigers, because their quarterback, Jaden Daniels, won the Heisman Trophy yesterday
Yeah,
To the surprise of a lot of people, because all I've been seeing the past couple of weeks that Michael Penix was a lot.
a lot.
And
Yeah.
I can believe it because Penix is the real deal with that squad, and they trying to play for something big. But shout out to Jaden Daniels. The dude is absolutely spectacular. He could have folded the way their season started, especially after the season loss to Florida State, opening season loss. But shout out to him. And I got much respect for the guy, man. The dude is a baller. So this is no shade to LSU whatsoever. But does this not strengthen a little bit the FSU case at least? I was going to make that point because when they're talking about the SEC being the superior conference and the SEC teams to the ACC, and we're talking about the teams that Florida State played. Granted, I know Jordan Travis was the quarterback. I'm just saying, what else do you want? Now, the people beat, I'm saying, the people beat the Heisman Trophy one. I know the committee don't care nothing about that. I'm just putting it out there. I just wanted to put it out there because I'm going to rep my boys at least one more time. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just think about that with all the excuses y'all give us and why FSU ain't in there. They disrespecting folks, man.
Respect. Shout out to the Love family. What up, y'all?
What up, y'all?
Yeah, I think I picked against all y'all teams this week. But anyway, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Wow. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. So much respect for Jaden Daniels. Now, I really like that kid. This is the time I wish they already had the NCAA, the EA Sports game back. You know what I'm saying? Them the type of dudes I like the ball with on the sticks. You know what I'm saying? The Penix and the Jaden Daniels. I like the ball with them. The Jordan Travises. Them the dudes I like the ball with on there when I'm knocking kids' heads in. So maybe next year when the game finally comes out, it's legit. Maybe if I had time, I'll be start an online league because I know a lot of y'all in here. I say every time a EA Sports comment comes up, y'all talking about how good y'all were. I know half of y'all trash. So we start an online league. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens with that. So I believe in some ballers in here too, but I believe half y'all trash. Y'all won't see me on the sticks, bro.
They say y'all trash.
Y'all can talk that mad now y'all want to, but EA, I gets busy. I gets busy on the NCAA, bro. Like illegal. But anyway, we have a lot of NFL to talk about today. We actually going to roll through 8 games today. I know we've been doing 6 or 7 for the past few weeks, but not a lot of big topics to talk about. Some of the topics that could have come up can be talked about while we're talking about these certain games. Right. So we're going to dive into week 14 of the NFL. And, bro, we had week 14 already. Where did the time go?
I was just crying about that the other day. I was like, man, we ain't got but a month left for regular season football. Golly. How can a season that seems like it's so stretched out be so go away like that? I don't know, man. But 5 weeks left in the regular season. Got a couple of weeks of playoff football, and then the big one. And you'll be back to looking at each other talking about, well, at least there's the NBA.
Speaking of the season about the ending crazy things, got a shout out Michelle Mason with this question here. Hey, Rod, talk about he coming back in a few weeks. Why? For what? What?
That don't even make no sense. Not the first bit of sense. Not the first bit of sense.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't like to be the center of attention. Why? Why would you even entertain it with this team? Why? Offensive line, trash. You got a defense. You got pieces on the offense, but bro, you coming off that injury, and that offensive line is trash. I said it a couple of weeks ago. The New York Jets, I don't know how many draft picks they got. Every draft pick should be an offensive lineman.
All of them.
I don't care if they got 10 picks throughout the draft. Draft 10 offensive linemen.
All of them. Bring them all in. Start over.
That's what they need to do.
Start over. Start over.
12 picks, draft 12 offensive linemen. That's what you do. So,
Michelle Mason. Do you want me to tell Prime who you are? Yeah. I'm just gonna. Oh, are you okay with us calling you Michelle? We can just stick with Michelle since it's the name, unless you say something different. It's a different person, obviously. That's why I said that.
let's see what else we got. Oh, we got a comment right here. She said, "Go ahead."
Oh, okay. So that's from TikTok. That's my guy Melvin Hamilton.
Word.
On the wife's account. So
Word
Melvin.
up.
It's Melvin.
What up, Melvin? Word up, man. Word up. Appreciate you checking us out, my man. Renee says, I've been crying all season. I can't wait to see one more Patriots game. I can't stand to see one more Patriots game. I'm so ready for the season to be over. Renee,
hold on, Vernice. Y'all just gutted out a victory with Bailey Zappi out here slinging that rock. What you want?
Yeah, she talking about the team as a whole, though. They did work the other night, though.
On the road against a team that was above 500. Yeah, I know.
Why? We still haven't figured that out. That part yet. How they was above 500, but that's
we have no idea. But hey, look, I'm over it. I'm over it though, Prime. I'm tired of Pittsburgh. Listen, fire Mike Tomlin. Fire Mike Tomlin. All right, fire him. Fire him. Just fire him. Fire him. Go ahead, please fire him. Let that man go somewhere else. Let that man go somewhere else. Because y'all don't appreciate nothing.
Hey, it's whoo. That's gonna be a whole nother. I have to really think about it. But it's gonna be 2, 3.
Ran out of fingers. Hold on.
It's gonna be quite a few. It's gonna be quite a few. Some of them should have happened already.
Yeah.
Like some of them should have happened already. And this right here, here we go.
Look, I forgot who it was. It might have been my wife. I forgot who it was. Somebody said the other day, they was like, they fired Bill Belichick. I'm like, ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way. I don't care what's going on there. Even if they fire him, you ain't gonna know it. We ain't gonna know it. They're gonna be like, yeah, so we decided to part ways mutually. Worst case mutual. Outside of that is him just quitting. That's it.
Him and Tomlin to change squads, switch squads.
They ain't gonna help neither of them. They both still gonna stink in reality, like on the field. Yeah, I hope one of them. I hope neither of them ends up in Washington. They can end up in Los Angeles if they want to. Just don't be in Washington. You can go to Carolina too.
Go to Washington because I like Mike.
I
respect Bill, but I don't care. Bill can go well.
Don't go to Washington. I don't want no extra problems.
You say you think Bill might end up in LA?
His time is up. Bernice said, throw him in the trash can. Bernice's favorite singer is Janet Jackson. Her favorite song is, what have you done for me lately? Nothing.
Word up, man. Word up. Put the lid on it. No doubt. Let's get into these games, man. And first up on the list is a game that in the years past, I was always crazy about this game because the division matchups and the players on each squad just always made this good. And they've had some classic battles if you go back over the last 3 or 4 seasons. This year, it's just kind of crazy because they're both sitting in the same division and both very much in play to win the division. And we talk about the Bucs and the Falcons. The Bucs come in at 5-7. The Falcons are sitting on top of the division at 6-6 with Desmond Ridder as quarterback. How that worked. But yeah, this is one of those games that we got to talk about because there are a lot of possible playoff implications in this particular one. What's your thoughts on today's matchup?
Weren't we just talking about putting a lid on the trash can? Put a lid on this whole division. Just close that door. Man, why did you allow me? Was it last week? Why did you allow me to roll with Baker Mayfield? Was that last week?
Yeah, it was last week.
Why did you allow me to roll with Baker Mayfield as my quarterback? Why, Prime? I got to blame somebody other than myself. So I blame you for allowing me, after all these years of bashing Baker Mayfield, to put him in my FanDuel lineup. Why did you allow that?
I don't know. I thought maybe you had a little something to drink that morning, and I they weren't working right. I don't know.
Yeah, it was bad business. Forgive me, Lord. I ain't gonna do it again. I ain't gonna do it
I ended
again.
up doing it too because you did it.
We suffer together. We ride together. We lose together. Bad quarterbacks for life. Tampa Bay, Atlanta. Look, I ain't got much to say. I ain't got much to say about this game. All I know is one of these teams, quite possibly, will be in the playoffs with a home field game. That's all I'm saying, Prime. One of them might have a game in the playoffs, and they're going to be at the crib.
Yeah, it's sad somebody going to be in the playoffs, going to host a home game with against a team with a better record.
Imagine
you have a losing record and hosting a team with a winning record.
We probably shouldn't talk about this, Brian, because there's a good chance that it might be one of our teams that be the one to go there. We let it go. I hate for something crazy to happen, and then I'll be hearing about this for the rest of my life, like that playback in high school. But that's another story. Again, that's another story.
Yeah, I mean, well, if it's us to go down there, I mean, I've been waiting to go back to the College Football Hall of Fame again. I'm itching to get back. So if it's Atlanta, I'm having the plans on going to any games this year, but I might find some money to go down there if that was to happen. So, but yeah, man, it's one of those games that we got to watch. And I'm gonna tell you what's even crazy about this. Or the comment was like we talking about team with 5 and 7 and 6 and 6. The Saints are in third place at 5 and 7. Yeah. So both of these teams today somebody need to get a win to distance themselves just a little bit, just in case. And today is the day that you do it because it's a golden opportunity. Because I don't think Derek Carr gonna play today, right? So it's out. You can see Jameis just throwing it to whoever down there, And how many picks today for Jameis? Anyway, so this is a golden opportunity for both of these teams. A lot of times, man, you'd always see me pick Tampa Bay in this matchup, right? And today, I really want to pick them because the one player who always feasts in this game every time, is Mike Evans.
Yep.
Mike Evans gets money against the Atlanta Falcons almost every time they play. And we just saw him get busy last week, too. It was 10th season, went over 1,000 yards, went over 1,000, and a couple of knife catches. So I don't know what's happened between Baker and the rest of those receivers like Godwin and all of them, but him and Mike Evans do have that connection. Now, the one thing, though, the Atlanta Falcons, much as we talk bad about them, have yet to allow 300 yards passing to the star quarterback this year, bro. And so they are playing some good defense on the back end. So I believe Mike Evans going to get money. I think Mike Evans could even touch the end zone twice a day. But something is telling me, Prime, it's a Mercedes-Benz, stick with the home team today. So exactly what I'm going to do, bro. I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons, 24-21.
Nice. And the Benzo sitting on Lorenzo. I got Atlanta 20-17. And yeah, that's all I got, Prime. Shout out to Jesse Bates, maybe. I guess.
Next up, Colts and the Bengals getting it on. And I know that here we the Colts and the Bengals.
But there
you gotta think about the Colts and the Bengals. With the Colts, what right now? 7-5. Have a shot to make the playoffs. The Bengals, all that they've gone through, are 6-6. And if you watch the Bengals the other night, you have to be encouraged by what you saw from Jake Browning. So yeah, we got to talk about it. What do you think?
That's fair. That's fair. Hey, Vernice, where Daryl at? Daryl in the background somewhere listening. Hey, you know what's disrespectful, Prime?
What's that?
I have heard so many times uh, since Monday and since Monday, well, Trevor Lawrence is hurt. Does this open the door for the Houston Texans to win the division? I ain't heard not one person say the Indianapolis Colts. I was like, dog, that's so disrespectful. Like they sitting right there. And they second. Why y'all just skipping over top of the people like they not right there? It's disrespectful. That's all. It's disrespectful. Shout out to Gardner Minshew for making this
Word.
team actually go actually do something. Like I mention it every week because I was wrong, and it's cool. It happens. I said the Colts were going to be the worst team in the league, or at least at the bottom. They were going to be at the bottom of the league with Anthony Richardson. Obviously, he is not there, or he is injured, been injured most of the season. But yeah, Gardner Minshew and company, and that was without Jonathan Taylor. They're out without Jonathan Taylor. Is he out today?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jonathan Taylor out for a few
He
weeks.
done. Yeah, okay. He done for a minute, right? Because I had Zach last week. Anyway, I got to forget about last week. Last week did not go well when it comes to FanDuel. And this week, I'm not even putting a lineup in on. I don't know when the last time I didn't do a 1 p.m. lineup. I'm not even doing a lineup this week.
Come on, bro. What's going on with that?
Well, I'm going to the VCU game. You see, I got the VCU shirt on right now, early. I'm going to the VCU game at 2. And
Oh, word.
I ain't want no distractions. So I figured,
I understand.
and we are blessed with 2 Monday night games.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. So that's 2 chances to.
But those of you that didn't know, there are
That's
2 Monday night
2
games.
chances to take shots at those single games, and then I got the single game Sunday night. So I'll just rock with those 3.
Word up. You got to be encouraged, man. You got to be encouraged, like I say, with Jake Browning. Him and Chase seem to be coming together a little bit. I saw some nice passes to my man last week while Browning was out there passing for 354. You mentioned Gardner Minshew put up 312 in his own right, and his connection with Michael Pittman is really starting to stand out. They do have something going on there. You mentioned Jonathan Taylor. He's not playing. I expected Moss to get busy last week, and he was kind of quiet. So maybe this is the day. But like I say, I'm intrigued by Jake Browning. I think they can keep things going today. So that's why I'm going to roll with the Bengals 24-20. Very close to my last.
Dang, Prime 24-20. You're going with the Bengals over excuse me, over the Colts. You say 24-20.
Yep.
It's gonna be a tough one, Prime. I'm gonna fight with these. I'm gonna fight with these Indianapolis Colts one more time, man. I'm gonna fight with these Indianapolis Colts one more time. It's for Daryl. It's for Daryl. It's for you, Daryl. I ain't put no money on it, but it's for you. 26-24 in a battle, but Gardner Minshew comes through in the clutch, and the Colts get the dub.
Yeah, shout out to my people out there, no doubt. Don, what's good? My main man, Richard Washington. Yeah, you saw the news already. Trevor Lawrence is playing today versus the Browns. So
he is playing. Oh my god!
Yeah, now he's gonna play. So that ETN last I saw was still questionable with those ribs.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see how that goes. But that's a very interesting game as well.
Wow.
Very interesting game for both teams as well. Next up, we have the Rams and the Ravens. Yes, we're talking about the Rams, who didn't look so good in the early part of the season, but McVay got something cooking now. And now they sitting there at 6-6, right in the thick of things. So they were left for dead, but that might have been too soon. And of course, the Ravens, I believe, had a bye week last week, but the Ravens just keep moving along. And this is a day I do believe that both quarterbacks have big days. I really do in this one. As this game is going to come down to which quarterback turns the ball over the least. And I'm not trying to sound cliche, but that's just what it is. But I think both are going to get busy.
Mm. Between the receiving core of the Rams. All right. I said the receiving core of the Rams. Who want to say something? Who want to say
I'm gonna
something?
say something.
Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead, say something.
Well, I won't go say nothing, but since you asking it, brother, this kid, they got Cup and some kid named Puka Nakua, who somebody in this group was just saying was waiting for their demise when a certain number 10 returned to the lineup. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna say this, Source. I love Cooper Cup, but this last 3 games, 11 yards receiving, 18 yards receiving, 39 yards receiving. And all Nakua doing, he went over a buck last week alone, getting in the end zone. So, whereas Coop has been that guy, Nakua has turned into that guy. Now, if they find a way to get both of them cooking, it is going to be a problem for every team that they face. Shout out Matt Stafford with the 3 TDs last week. But you can go ahead.
So, like I said, Puka Nakua is the greatest receiver in Rams. No, I'm just playing. No, hey, even Cooper Kupp before the 3 games you mentioned only had 29 yards receiving, 21 yards receiving, and 48 yards receiving in the 3 games before the 3 you mentioned. So I don't even know what to
slack
say.
on one of the games. One of the games he went out with an injury again, but so I give him slack on one of them. That don't excuse the rest.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. So I don't know, Brian. Does that mean Cup might be? Do you think there's something lingering? Could there be? I guess it could be. We're not gonna know. I guess for real. Possibility. Yeah. But Stafford has been spreading the rock around a little bit. The cool, of course, Williams out the backfield. They've been doing their thug thizzle. Now, yards don't always equal, or completion yards don't always equal points and victories. And I'm surprised that you said that you think that the Rams are going to get busy today offensively. I'm surprised that you said that. Do you not you're not a lover of the Baltimore defense?
I'm very in love with the Baltimore defense, man. They lead the league in sacks. You know what I'm saying? They're going to come after Stafford. So I expect Stafford to turn the ball over a couple of times, but he's not going to stop slinging.
True.
And the one thing I believe with McVay is going to attempt to get Kyron Williams the ball, who a couple of weeks ago had a monster day, and to try to slow down that pass rush a little bit. And, of course, he'll be involved in the passing game a lot too. So whereas I do think they're going to get at Stafford will probably have at some point or another enough attempts where he'd be able to do a little damage because McVay will figure it out. I just don't know if it'll be in time.
Gotcha. I'm going to go Lamar Jackson and them 33-26. They had a little rest, like you said. And back on that bus. We back on that bus this week, the Gus bus, and Lamar doing his thing as usual. What did I say? 33-20. Did I say 26? I meant 24.
Yeah.
Sorry. 33-24. My bad.
So the weather might be an issue in Boston. It's 58 degrees a day.
It won't be.
Yeah, that'll be all right unless it's somehow. Now, I don't know what it is up the street. Well, we about 3-4 hours, 3.5 hours or so away from Baltimore, depending on which way you go. It's raining out here in the 804. So I'm going to tell you now, it's raining good out here. So I don't know what that is, overcast, what's going on over there. So watching that weather is going to be something, something to keep an eye on right there. You mentioned the Gus bus and then whoever else they want to put back there. Ravens also tied for the most rushing touchdowns in the league. True. So they're going to try to run that thing too. So it's going to be a very interesting game. But like I say, I said which quarterbacks makes the most mistakes would be the loser. That team would be the loser. And even though I do think that Stafford is going to find some success, he'll be the one probably to have the couple of picks possibly. And that's a deciding factor for me in this one. So I'm going to take the Ravens 27-22. I'm loving these 20s a day.
27-22. I like that.
All right. Next up would be the Seahawks and the 49ers. I ain't even got a whole lot to say about this because I think this game is going to be absolutely ugly, bro. And I don't think Geno playing today. So this is going to make this thing even worse. I actually decreased my point total when I saw that Geno more than likely was not going to be behind center. Now, I haven't seen a definitive word yet. So anybody can connect when I'm wrong, but I understand yesterday they ain't look good for Geno. And even so, if Geno play, if we had to get this close to the hip going to the game, they tell me he ain't gonna be 100%. And you messing with the Niners that are rolling, and make no mistake about it, it's all about one person, Debo. Feel me?
Debo. You made it tell you. Are you trying to tell me that it's not all about Brock Purdy? Is that what you're saying?
It's about Debo.
Because I could have sworn.
You see what Purdy look like when Debo ain't on the field, man.
I could have sworn the odds makers and the whole wide world was like Brock Purdy is I don't want to say Jesus, but a disciple of. How about that? A disciple of Jesus. Because I ain't never seen somebody get so much credit after getting so much blame when Debo won't on the field. That man, what he threw 2 picks and 3 picks. He looked crazy. Y'all was like, is he Trent Dilfer? Like, so now he not Trent Dilfer. Now he is Tom Brady. That what y'all saying? I don't understand what these people be. Now, as a resident Philadelphia Eagles fan, some might say that's just being bitter, but I'm not. I mean, they beat the brakes off.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say.
That's what they say. What I'm gonna say? Still mad. Why would I wasn't mad when we lost. I said we were going. Do y'all watch? I feel like you watched the show. You heard what I said. You heard what I said, but you're still like I don't know what to tell you. I said San Francisco was gonna win. Like I didn't expect them to win like that. That was a great display of dominance.
Hey man, that wasn't nobody but the Noid. The Noid. You don't let me get under your blood pressure, man.
Of course. The illogical one. Hey, he had rice on his tacos earlier this week. I just want y'all to know. He said it was good. So I just want y'all to know. That's what he told me. But yeah, Brock Purdy can't be the greatest and just regular guy at the same time. Yeah, y'all gotta make a decision. Y'all can't just hop on depending on what's going on that week and then change your mind about him. Now that man has the best odds to win the MVP. Is that what we're doing? What is happening? I don't understand. Anyway, yeah, San Francisco, back to last season. Do I need to say this again? Back to last season when I said San Francisco was the best team in the NFC. To this season, when I said early that San Francisco was the best team in the NFC. San Francisco has shown up and been the best team in the NFC. And even though somehow they managed to lose 3 games. I don't know how that happens when they're the best team in the NFC. That's a whole different conversation. I'm going to let y'all have it because I know it's still not game time. And I said to myself that I would give y'all the week. I said I was going to give y'all the whole week. Just take all the abuse. It's cool. It's fine. It's somewhat deserved. Like, I don't know about Bosa talking about, I think we figured y'all figured the Eagles, so y'all got the best defense. Players everywhere, but y'all figured the Eagles out. Now everybody should just everybody can't do what y'all do because everybody ain't got y'all people. So how they gonna do that? They can't. But enough about the Eagles. Why you keep talking about the Eagles? We talk about Seattle and San Francisco. All right. It's a blowout. Prime already said it, and it shall be done. Might as well give them 45 again. 45-6. Boom. Write it down.
Yeah, man. It's all about Debo, man. Debo gonna shine. And that Debo and that McCaffrey line gonna be crazy today. Like they going off. And Don is exactly right. That man played like a god last week. Like, and they're gonna give him all that work today, and they're gonna have all the opportunities because Seattle ain't gonna really be moving the ball. Now it's just coming up now. They got Geno as a game time decision still, bro. Yeah, you're coming into this game, 2 banged up running backs, and now saying that both Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet are questionable. They're expected to play. One dealing with an oblique, and I forget what the other one dealing with. It's just an ugly situation all the way around. My score is close to yours. I got 41-6 is what I'm rolling with. Man, San Francisco gonna beat the brakes off these people, man. And I'm glad Seattle not wearing them crazy uniforms. I like them uniforms they had on We Play. Them Jones is fire. Because I don't want to see them get beat down like that in them uniforms. Yeah, because I used to play I used to play with them on Madden just because of those uniforms. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day. So, yeah, San Francisco beating the brakes off these people today. And they can just sit back and watch, our teams get down and see what it is. They're gonna become Cowboy fans for just a couple of hours. Few hours.
I probably don't act like y'all won't over there like Niner gang bang bang. Like I saw a lot of stars with Niner gang bang bang in the comments and all that. So
hey, look, man, the Niner fans came to us. We were minding our own business, bro. We was minding our own business, won't bother nobody. They came to us and said, man, we good, right? For about 3.5 hours. It's all done. Holler at your peoples. So yeah, we're gonna be good for about 3.5 hours. It's gonna be all love. And you know what I'm saying? And then, I don't know, around about 11:30, 11 o'clock, whatever, it's off. The truce is off. All right, so I'm just letting you know. So here's what it is. All right, next up. This is a game people like, why in the world? But we talking about the Packers and the Giants. Yeah, we talking about the Packers and the Giants. I just wanted to give the Packers a little bit of shine for the fact they are another team that we were talking about looking like hot garbage early in the year. And now they have rallied just a bit to go to 6-6. And it's crazy to think that after all they've been through, they are sitting right there. And that is one of the Monday night games, right? That's one of the Monday night games. Packers and Giants going at it. And I just got one question because I ain't got a whole lot on this. I just wanted to give the Packers the props, and I don't do that often. Can somebody name 2 Giants receivers that's playing now?
Amari Toomer. I mean,
Amani playing now, bro.
Amani Toomer. Amani Toomer might be playing. No. Phil. What was Phil? What's Phil McConkey? I don't know, bro. Yeah, they in a struggle. You can name some Giants receivers, like in reality, but it don't matter. Like it don't make no difference. They still stink. That's a problem. That's a problem. I'm not even gonna waste my time talking about the Giants. I'm gonna let you have that. But I want to show some love to Daryl and Bernice's little light-skinned cousin, Jordan. Last 3 games, 8 touchdowns, no picks, 300, 7. That's about 857 yards in the last 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, 8 touchdowns, no picks. Hey, you can't knock the hustle. He's balling out. And yeah, who knew? Who knew he'd have numbers that rivaled
receiver.
Might as well be. You ain't got to throw it far. Just throw it right here. I'm right here beside you. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, balling out. And who knew he'd have numbers that rivaled a young Aaron Rodgers, early in his career. Of course, it's a different game, I'm not saying he's Aaron Rodgers. Like, that's crazy. But he balling. You got to give him credit for that. And having numerous targets who are actually showing up on a regular basis is wild. It looks wild in Green Bay. And even early in the season, we didn't expect that because we were still looking like, what? How come you can't play 2 good games in a row? Like, these receivers can't play 2 good games in a row. But right now, you got about 4 of them. We got about 4 of them out there, Joan, getting busy on a regular basis. So shout out to Love and the Packers receiver crew.
Well, they ball a little bit. They're going to have to get it done today without Christian Watson, though. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. because Watson has not been the receiver that I thought he was going to be after seeing those flashes last year. But they do have Romeo does today, and your boy Jaden Reed has been showing up. They've been doing a lot with Jaden Reed. Slide outside, put him in the backfield. And I think that's going to be big. Do we know who even starting the quarterback for the Giants? Is it going to be Tommy DeVito today? Because I heard there was some questions about that. Not that it really matter. Tommy DeVito, Danny DeVito, I don't think it really matter.
Who
matchup.
Who they gonna bring Matt Barkley out there, John?
I don't know who coming out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? It might go Phil Simms, somebody. But this game is a game at the right time for the Giants. They're right where they want to be. I'm sorry, for the Packers. They're right where they want to be. This is their time of year because the crazy stat in this is that the fact that Matt LaFleur, all the critics that were on him back when A-Rod was there and then earlier this year, it's one thing he can do. He can coach in December. This man is 16-0 in December as the coach of the Green Bay Packers. I know a lot of that was the Aaron Rodgers year. I'm just saying, 16-0, so he knows how to get it done this time of year. And you go back to the Giants. I was just looking at the primetime games alone. These people have been outscored 108-24 in primetime, bro. So this might be ugly. Y'all might be turning the channel to something else or doing something at other game. I don't know what y'all be doing. This channel might get ugly, but I'm gonna give it to the Packers, and I'm just gonna pray for the Giants so they don't get ugly. I'm gonna be nice, and I'm gonna give them 17 points. I mean, just what it is. 28-17. Keep it respectable.
That's not bad.
Yeah, your boy LaFleur go to 17-0 in December.
28-17. I got 34-19. Of course, Green Bay as well. And it won't be. It might be entertaining for a minute. It might be entertaining for a minute if the Giants can move the ball down the field early. But even if they move the ball down the field early, there is a chance that they could have a field goal blocked, have a run back for a touchdown, then throw a pick six after that, and then it just be downhill from there. That could happen. I feel like I've seen it before. I could be mistaken, but I feel like I've seen it before.
Indeed. So I don't know how many y'all gonna be watching, but yeah, it's one of the two games that comes on tomorrow.
Ain't nobody watching that game. Except my daughter. My daughter gonna watch. That's it.
The other game might get ugly too, but anyway.
This would be entertaining.
That's true. Hey, we got a quick SBP news flash. One of the OGs just want to let us know when we was talking about the truce earlier between the Niners and the Cowboys. Just had to put that out there real quick. So, yeah, man. Everyone, I mean, you get a few people that's on both sides who don't want to roll with the truce. If you feel me. But
wait. Oh, JB?
Oh, you already know. Put that in up there.
I have no idea.
You should know.
Cousin?
Yeah. You already know that was that should have been your first joint, man.
Now when I read it, I was reading that.
He don't post that crazy. Like he can put some scores against games. He might talk. JB talk a little smack, but he went.
Oh, he said, "Oh, gee, who would use these words? These words are."
Well, we ain't got but a handful of OGs in the SBP, so
that was brutal.
First ballot Hall of Famers, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's get to it. So, where we at? 3 games left. We're gonna save that one for last. Let's jump all the way down to the Broncos and Chargers. Let's talk about that. And yeah, I know it's the Broncos, but the Broncos are playing good ball maybe 4 of the past 5 weeks. There's been a resurgence. The team is out there actually playing some defense. The offense is looking a little bit better. And against the Chargers team, who are just the Chargers, who are going through a whole bunch of stuff, even to the point that Mr. Mighty Austin Eckler is struggling so bad that they have announced to the public that they're going to give Spiller and Kelly some more run. So it's just terrible things going on with the Chargers, and I really don't care. But I just wanted to put that out there.
Man, I really could have had an entertaining lineup if I had done a full day lineup today on FanDuel. It could have been something. Could have had some $4,500 running backs and all kinds of stuff happening today. It would have been. It would have been something. It would have been something. That Denver defense is still showing up, dog. So in my mind, I think the Denver defense is pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also in my mind, I see the decade that I was born in
Mm-hmm.
as the beginning, or as the number of amount of points they gave up in 60 minutes in one game. That's all I'm saying. The decade I was born in, and they gave up that many points in one game. Is it the same team? I feel like I don't know. It might be some different people. I don't know what happened. They had a come to Jesus meeting. Russell Wilson prayed for everybody. They held hands, sat across, had a praise moment. Kirk Franklin came in, and all the people said, and they stomped together. I don't know what happened. Something happened. Because how you give up 70 but have a good defense? I don't understand. I would never let that go. That was, dog, they weren't even touching people. They was just running through that joint and won't even getting touched. It's the NFL. Somebody said it stands for not for long if you keep making plays like that. And yet here we are. Denver's balling at this point in time for the most part. Russell Wilson, like you said, has been decent, not spectacular. He's been a game manager. I really don't like when people say game manager a lot because I feel like a lot of people use it out of context. But he has been a game manager. Like, we're not going to trick this joint up. Whatever happened, I ain't going to trick it up. I might not win, but it ain't gonna be on me. And yet, a few turnovers later, it has been Russell a couple times. But he's been a game manager in the ones that they have actually pulled out for the W in the last five out of 6 weeks or something like that. I have no faith. Like, I don't understand the Chargers. I don't think anybody does. Let's just ask. Does anybody understand the Chargers?
Man, they look. If you didn't Dion say if you look good, you play good. I ain't even gonna front. Chargers got some of the most fire uniforms in the NFL, but still play like trash. So that can't be true.
Is it Caesar's fault? I feel like
Blame Caesar.
Blame Caesar. There it is. That's all I wanted to know.
Blame Caesar.
But that said, I'm going with Denver in a close one because it's a divisional matchup, and every once in a while, the actual Chargers show up. I don't think they're gonna score many points though. How you have all them weapons and can't? There's so many questions. I have so many questions that need answers. But today, I'm going with and that's understanding the Chargers is trying to understand me. So not understanding the Chargers is that's life. Life. Denver 23. Chargers 17. 17 is a lot for the Chargers. Hold on. 17 might be pushing it, but I'm going to go with it. 23-17.
I'm not looking forward to this game other than the fact to see if the Broncos can rebound from that last game a little bit after they had been hot in this. And they have an excellent shot at doing it. That Russ and Cortland Sutton thing is starting to cook just a little bit. Don't know where Judy at. I don't even know if Judy know where he at, but him and Cortland Sutton have been playing really well together. You look back and think about
Judy
the Chargers,
went upstairs, bro. Judy
like the Chargers. What the game last week? 6-0 against the Patriots. Was it 7-0?
6-0. Hey, look.
Like, what in the world?
I forgot. I looked at the scores the other day, and I was like, wait, it was 6-0. I totally forgot all about that game. I totally forgot that the score was 6-0 because that is a discussion in itself. That's a discussion in itself. But
I'm like, what in the world are we doing? We watching the Red Sox and the Dodgers? Like, what is going on here? Like, that's horrible. And I understand the Patriots had a decent defense, but like, what kind of accomplishment you held that team down to? Now, come on, man. Brian knows what's good, my man. No doubt. I guess I must have talked when we talked about Judy. Might have said that Judy getting 100 yards and a score today. Well, maybe I didn't run her some good luck. How about that? Because he been milk cotton, bro.
Judy went upstairs and never came back.
been on a milk carton. Saw this comment earlier, said, I can't believe Flacco started today. Started last week too. Flacco came back last week for the Browns.
He was slinging that joint like he'd been out there every week too.
Yeah, he was slinging it. And I saw for the Browns that Amari Cooper is expected to play when he was in that concussion joint.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what kind of connect they can come up with. Yeah, but Flacco back at it, bro. Trying to get these people in the playoffs.
I need somebody to acknowledge the joke. Judy went upstairs and never came back. Somebody acknowledge the joke. Anybody. I'm gonna keep saying it until somebody says something. Okay. All right, I'm done.
2 games left for probably the 2 most anticipated.
Huh? What's your score?
Oh, I ain't give you a score on that. I'm in the Broncos 27-24.
Okay.
A lot of 20s today. I don't think have I picked a game somebody both scores one in the 20s or less? I haven't.
San Francisco.
I forgot about it.
That don't count. One thing. That don't count.
Yeah, that don't count. All right, so let's get to the 2 most anticipated games of the day. And the first up, we're gonna say the best for last. So the first up would have to be definitely the Bills and the Chiefs. Bills and Chiefs go at it today. So we have Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and the struggling Kansas City Chiefs. It's so funny saying that. And they're still sitting pretty in the overall standings, but this is going to be a good one. This is a matchup that we've seen over the past couple of years that can go either way. You got Patrick Mahomes, who is Patrick Mahomes, and then we got your boy Josh Allen, who can be Josh Allen, if you know what that means at any time. But he one cat that ain't afraid to go in the Arrowhead, man. So, what you think about this?
Did you know that Patrick Mahomes has not thrown for 300 yards in the last 5 weeks?
I knew it, but yeah, that's crazy.
That is a wild stat. That's a wild stat. Who would have thunk it? Yes, it's hard times. I mean, when you're Kansas City, any struggles is hard times when things just ain't looking good.
And check this out. To add on to that stat you just threw out there, I think he's thrown 2 touchdowns or less in each of the last 5 games.
Yep. I mean, he could have had one more. Never mind.
Could have had one more touchdown and one more win. But anyway.
He could have. And yet he has neither. Sad. Now, I am not one to pick against. It's early to pick, but I'm going to just throw it out there, Prime. I'm not one to pick against the Kansas City Chiefs, back to back. Like, not to pick against them, but to have them lose and then expect them to lose again. Because that's not normal. But this Buffalo team is just confusing. I mean, it's not really confusing.
Season.
We see what it is. It's just looking at them like a team that one has expected to be in the AFC Championship over the last 3-4 seasons, something like that. That's the expectation. And now they trying to get into the playoffs. Playoffs? Marv Levy is rolling over in his grave. Is Marv Levy?
Not Marv Levy, bro.
Golly. He said, what is happening? I know. But yeah, I'm talking about Marv Levy. I'm gonna go with Buffalo, bro. I know. As someone who should appreciate the greatness of Kansas City, especially in big games, I get it. But when it comes to regular season games, even though this is not a pretty season overall for either of these teams, to be honest, I feel like the upside and the trust of everybody on the field, all the weapons, I feel like I have more faith in the weapons in Buffalo than I do in the weapons in Kansas City. Now, you want to talk about somebody who said, oh, we got the blueprint. Somebody should have said that about Kansas City. Say that about Kansas City. If we lock down Travis Kelce, we put 5 people on Travis Kelce and let everybody else just run down the field, they're still not going to score. That's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like. Travis Kelce can't get the rock. You got Moore. You got Rice. Even though I like Rice, you got Watson. You've had multiple other receivers who just haven't shown up in the grand scheme, and I don't expect them to do much different today. So if it ain't Pacheco and Kelsey don't get free, I'm going with Buffalo. Buffalo by 3. Hey, that rhyme. That rhyme. I ain't. Yeah, I said Buffalo by 3. 30-27, the Buffalo Bills get it done on the road in a big game. They back in it.
Yeah, man. I was talking to Cuzzo the other day. He hit me up, and Jay was like, we was having that Bieniemy discussion, right? And all of our discussions about Eric Bieniemy has really been about the whole Washington thing.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even really discuss the Bieniemy thing with Kansas City. Now we've seen a lot of the obvious stuff. The offensive line all of a sudden it's not been horrible, but it's not been up to standard. The receivers, obviously, nobody wants to catch the ball. But one thing that is crazy, if you go back to this time last year, they were averaging 29 points a game. Do you know how many points a game they're averaging right now?
Kansas City?
Yeah.
Points per on the season?
Yeah.
19.
22. So they're basically averaging one less touchdown on average per game than they were last year, which would probably have them undefeated right now, possibly. Like they, so there might be some relevance there. There's some relevance there on certain things. Now I think most of us will still agree on the fact of the catching the ball thing has been big on it and some other factors. But yeah, they are averaging 7 less points per game than they were this time last season. And still has been in every game that they've played. So that's just something to think about. The whole casket fired in Washington. Tell Andy bring him back. Bring back the enemy, because I don't want to see him. I don't even want to see him get a shot at that mess in Washington for a lot of reasons. I got too much respect for the guy. But yeah, good point. Somebody said in the comments that Pacheco's not playing today. So CH, to my understanding, is supposed to get this start. And then I heard McKinnon been getting a lot of work. He's been getting healthier. So we might see a combination of both of them. But yeah, Josh Allen, man. Josh Allen, turnover-prone Josh Allen is something to watch, especially against the KC pass defense. And I really can't wait to see how many times Diggs and Snead match up against each other. I will say this, though. The Bills have won twice in the past 2 seasons in Arrowhead. A lot of people don't remember that. And you know what the big thing about that is? The reason they won? Josh Allen hasn't turned the football over in either one of those games. 6 TDs, 0 interceptions. We had thrown interceptions in those. So that is something to watch. So we're about to make history today. We're about to make history in the SBP because I'm about to do something that has never been done before.
Wow.
This number 15 has been the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm picking the Buffalo Bills to win today.
Woo.
I have Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills going into Arrowhead again, winning again in Kansas City to the tune of 31-27.
Wow. We both picked against Kansas City. Ain't that something?
And I've never picked against Kansas City. And I can take it if I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I'm just not picking. I'm rolling with Buffalo winning today. So,
wow.
Very interesting game. Mahomes proved me wrong, bro. Throw about 400 people. And let's get to it. The grand finale, the one that you all been waiting for. We've been waiting for. Round 2 this season of the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys going down tonight. Sunday night football. And we know the only reason it's Sunday night football because the Cowboys are playing. Ain't about thinking about Philly. So that could have been a 4:00 game. But we got Hurts.
Hold it, Prime. Wait a second.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember the Cowboys ever being flexed into a Monday night game. Has that happened? Oh, never mind. Go on.
I think Jerry probably called him, told him probably be the right thing to do. I mean, he said, give somebody else a shot. Yeah. Nah, but shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles. I mentioned to you last week, well, before, of course, we waited for that game last week, but I mentioned to you about MVP candidate Jalen Hurts. For the majority of this season has had ice water in his veins, bro. Dude is outstanding. And he always plays well against the Dallas Cowboys. So my man has me worried a little bit. But the dude on the other side is pitcher number 4 has been balling out too. And I would even argue, you could argue, especially in the second half of the last meeting, he might outplay Hurts by a little bit. But he got a miscue or two he has to own up to as well. So that's going to be something to watch today. But how you feeling about them Birds coming into Texas today to play the Cowboys at AT&T Stadium, especially after what happened to y'all last week?
Prime, under normal circumstances, I'd be like, it's whatever. I like it. I like it. But I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it at all.
I
don't like it at all for multiple reasons. I'm going to give you 3, I think. Let's see. Number 1, is it or is it not true that the Dallas Cowboys have won, 14 games straight at the crib?
Oh, for sure.
I don't like that. Is it or is it not true that even though y'all acted like it didn't happen, when it did, and I told y'all when it happened, Jalen Hurts has been a little less effective on the move since he got hurt against, who was it? Minnesota? I don't remember who it was, but when he got hurt early in the season, when he hurt his knee, has he been a little less effective on the move? Yes or no? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, third point, I don't know, how many times I said this, but maybe it was on a different platform. But at the beginning of this 5-game stretch that nobody wants, I stated, hey, Cowboys, if the Eagles go 3-2 in this 5-game stretch, I'm good. I will live with that because this joint is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous 5 games back to back to back to back to back. Right now, the Eagles are 3-1 in that stretch. And last week, although not a revelation like Bosa said, it was bad. It was bad business. It was not a good look. Losing is one thing, Prime. Losing is one thing. I can live with a loss. I can live with losing to Dallas. I can live with losing to Dallas at the crib where they won 14 straight. But if the Eagles do not win today, I don't know if I can be a part of the SBP for about 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Because people don't know how to act. People act crazy. I can't do it, Prime, because I'll be over here trying to be quiet. I be trying to not say nothing, let the people have what they want. I don't know, Prime. I don't know. All I know is if the Cowboys happen to win today, I'm beefing with everybody. And I don't want that type of energy to be in SBP. So I'm going to just
No, Caesar, no.
I'm going to just stop right there.
No, Caesar, no. Caesar want to know if you don't be a part of the SPP for 3 weeks, can he have your spot? Nah. We got a contingency plan. We good. Nah.
Yeah, this does not involve anybody last name Gonzalez. It might be somebody else named Gonzalez, but it ain't you.
Hey, man, so everybody playing heavy on the Dallas Cowboys and this win streak. It can be broken at any time. So, and I know when you talking about it's going to be insufferable and unbearable.
Yeah,
Don't get it twisted. Philly fans going to play on that if Philly beats Dallas today. When all you're going to see everywhere is about the win streak gone, sweep, break out the brooms, all this stuff. It's coming. Both teams got a lot to play for. The one thing about it is I know the 49ers, they say they're not rooting for the Cowboys. They would love for us to take down you guys in this one so they can give them the number one spot. If we won, it'd only be temporary for us at the top because you guys would still hold in the tiebreakers based on the division, right? Because, ain't nobody tell us to go out there and get scraped up by the Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody tell us to go get run over by the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, so it is what it is. But you mentioned that win streak, and you go back here. Here's your last 5 games against these two teams when it's taking place at AT&T. And if you look at the average margin of victory, you have some close ones there. We got a couple of 6-point games in there. We got a real beatdown of 27. Got a 20-point game in there. It's just funny, man. It's just funny. Those were the last 5 times they played. I actually, if I remember correctly, what are we in, 22, 23? So I'm trying to think that December 9th. Hey, Richard Watson, is this the game we went to for Sunday Night Football? I believe it is. I believe that's the Sunday Night Football game where Dak won it at the end. I believe he hit Witten in the end zone. I believe that's that game. So I was a part of that. That was a great game, actually.
2018, John, you talking about?
Yeah. I believe that was the game now. I see my man Richard Washington was like a section or two over from me. First time I seen him face to face. And he's an Eagle fan like yourself. But yeah, we're playing on this home field situation, and it's great. I don't know how much the Cowboys will be able to capitalize on it because even if we win this game, they're going to need a whole lot of help. I think Philly's schedule the rest of the way is pretty favorable, even though that you never know, right?
Look at Prime trying to steal my thunder. Hold on. But go on, Prime. Do you think?
Yeah, so I do. But I do think, again, as we talked about earlier in the other games, it's about these 2 quarterbacks today. Both are definitely going to play well. I just hope as a Dallas Cowboy fan, we can keep y'all out of these daggone 3rd and 4th and 1 and 2 situations with this tush-push joint to take over. And I hope that's not a deciding factor in the game. But Dak Prescott was magnificent last time we played. Now he has to own up one on the stepping out of bounds play. And I understand them emotions and adrenaline's taking over and you're not really checking out your whereabouts because that was a crucial play in the game. And then as a team, we had the Schoonmaker situation where he was just half an inch from scoring basically on the touchdown at the goal line. The one thing that really scares me in this game is McCarthy and his decision making because he's got to own some of that last. As much as he was part of the reason that the Dallas Cowboys looked so good in that game, he was just as bad and just as much part of the reason that they probably lost that football game. The decision making down the stretch, a couple of the calls were crazy, and then of course he's coming back from just having surgery a few days ago, and he's supposed to be coaching, as far as I know. So let's watch both of these Cowboys. Now, you did make a comment, and it's a perfect time to bring this up because of what happened to my man's last week. But y'all about to double up Bland on a double move today. So we're going to see if that's going to happen. Everybody, sources said it. They're going to catch my man's on a double move today, and it's going down. And everybody looking forward to today because of, he got a show put on him last week by DK Metcalf, and then old boy Jackson Smith and Jibba got at him, a time as well. So we're going to watch that. But I like us today. It's not so much the fact of what happened to y'all last week, but I am wondering how that's going to play on y'all psyche in this particular game. Could be different if last week if y'all had just lost the game. Y'all got destroyed just like we did. That joint was ugly. Y'all might score a couple more points. They go to fire. See, they didn't call the fire truck on y'all already. because they thinking about last week what happened to y'all. So I don't feel so bad the way the San Francisco 49ers did the Dallas Cowboys. So I think the key matchups today is going to be the Cowboys receivers for us in this one. And we can talk about CD Lamb until we blue in the face. I'm got my eyes on two other guys, though. One is Jake Ferguson again. And number two is Brandon Cooks, who all of a sudden decided to get up off that milk carton the last few weeks. Shout out to the offense for getting them involved. And that is the man to watch as he go out and test y'all secondary today. That's why I got us winning this football game 35-30.
35-30, the Dallas Cowboys on top. Oh, Prime. You said something. I forgot what it was. Daggone it. Oh well. I had a retort. Oh, I was looking at the stats and what happened to Dallas after they played San Francisco.
Yep.
And then they played the Chargers after that. And it was, they scraped by. So you speak from what you know. The struggles after playing San Francisco.
Yeah, because I know how good we look after y'all beat us last time too. Anyway.
Now, although you said that the people will be at y'all neck if the Eagles happen to win because of the streak, I think it's more that the people will be at y'all neck if y'all don't get the dub because your record against the better teams in the league is not so good. I believe that is a fact. That's not even an opinion. That's what it is. It's not pretty. You beat the brakes off everybody that stink and then struggle or don't win. Let's say don't win. I won't say struggle. Don't win against the better teams, considerably better teams. I think that ends today, Prime. I think that ends today. I think the Eagles do take that second loss of this 5-game stretch, which will be the last loss of the season. So I got the Cowboys 36-26. 36-26, the Cowboys win. Yeah. However, the San Francisco Giant, what the? Otani, the Dodgers, $700 million. All right. The San Francisco 49ers celebrate another week. Celebration. They're going to have a good time until they lose to Baltimore. We run the table, and then the Eagles still get home field advantage. It's going to be hilarious, though. It's going to be hilarious. Play the long game. Dallas wins today. Teams are 10-3. San Francisco takes over first place in the conference. They trick it up, lose to Baltimore later. We run the table. Eagles 14-3. San Francisco 13-4. Dallas 12-5.
Okay, fair enough. Somebody tell Bradbury and Slade we coming. Yeah, tell them that. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Don't nobody tell Bradbury nothing. Don't tell Bradbury nothing.
Hey, I will tell somebody to go talk to him. Get him out, get his headspace.
His headspace be crazy anyway. He want to be Asante Samuel so bad. All
right, Source. Does Bland get an interception today?
I started to say that in my spiel. I started to say that, but I don't know if that's true or not. Would I be surprised? No. I won't be surprised if he gets a pick. I'm gonna say no.
No pick today. All right.
But he does get double move. Boom, boom.
Double you gonna move. Get double move today?
Yeah. It's gonna be in the back of his brain for the future. But the Cowboys get the dub. That's the bottom line, and everything else will be in the wash.
All right, so we know what's gonna happen today. So y'all put it on how the Cowboys gonna act. We know how Philly gonna act. And they win it. So Just like y'all say, the Cowboy fans are insufferable, which y'all be exaggerating, because actually they be pretty quiet in the group, even when we win for the most part. But, we know how Philly going to act up in this piece if we go down. You know what I'm saying? If Dallas go down, we know how Philly going to act.
Listen, if the Eagles win, please just know this. I will tell you this. If the Eagles win, I'm at the 49ers. I don't even care about Dallas. If the Eagles win, I'm at the 49ers. Yeah. Because I listened to y'all for the last 7 days. 7 days. 7 whole days. 7 days of y'all being reckless. And I let it go. But if the Eagles win, y'all been out here tap dancing on the grave, yeah. I'm at y'all on Sunday night, Monday morning, Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday evening.
This is going to be good. This is going to be very, very interesting. I cannot wait for Sunday night football, and let's just get it in. I'll go on record and say right now, no matter what happens, even if Dallas Cowboys win this game today, not my big concern. It's not win the game in the playoffs, and then I'm good. This temporary stuff ain't gonna mean nothing to me. I'm gonna be happy for the win. We got it. I'm gonna move on. Not gonna sit in and act like we just won something super big, because it ain't about how we play in the regular season, especially Dak Prescott, who is undoubtedly, I'm convinced right now, going into the day, is the league leader in the MVP race right now. Right now. He got to do it in the playoffs. So we shall see. He balled out today. The bad decisions come back to plague us. So it is what it is. So that's the wrap up. What else you got?
All right, y'all. So we friends. We're not friends. We cool. We cool. SBP. It's all love, all that good stuff. I am working on, I mentioned it in a comment or in a post earlier this week. I'm working on a hip hop trivia game. I was going to do it. As far as y'all know, I'm doing it live on TikTok soon, right? We'll just go with that. Now, I'm not trying to make it overly complicated. I'm not trying to make it hip hop Jeopardy where people got to be a hip hop genius to answer the questions.
It'll be the Black Alex Trebek.
Somebody actually said that in the comments yesterday. They said
Alex Trebek.
And me being reckless, I said, and you know what? I ain't gonna tell y'all what I said because it was disrespectful. Rest in peace, Alex Trebek. That's all I'm gonna say. But if y'all have any thoughts, if y'all have any artists or albums or songs or words that we use in hip hop slang or individuals that should be mentioned, feel free to let me know, because I want to make sure I cover a good portion of the hip hop world with this, and I don't want to leave out anything too important or any section of hip hop that doesn't get represented, regularly.
Indeed. Y'all check. I think that's going to be dope. I think that is going to be dope. So hopefully that you can put that together, man, and make that thing happen. Which I know it's going to be dope.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
You got anything else for the folks?
That's it. Oh, tonight. I mean, we'll all be watching the Eagles.
Yeah.
But don't forget to at least record the Hip Hop is 50. I don't know what it's called. The Grammy celebration, the hip hop joint. It comes on tonight. I think it's on CBS from 8 to 10:30. So make sure you record that joint while you're watching the Eagles and the Cowboys.
Or break out an extra TV, iPad, something.
Or that. One day I'm gonna live in 2023 and think that way. I'm still just gonna record it though.
And a reminder next week. So anybody that's on here that still plays in the FanDuel, I'm going to see if there's an option. I believe there's going to be. We'll probably do the whole weekend. There are 3 NFL games on next Saturday. You have the Vikings and Bengals at 1, Steelers and Colts at 4:30, and then the Broncos and Lions are the 8 p.m. game. And I haven't checked yet. There'll probably be NFL Network games, but there are 3 NFL games next Saturday. So if there is a option to combine that with Sunday, that is going to happen. That will happen, so we won't be so shorted come Sunday with choices.
Okay.
So that is going to happen there. And other than that, I know we are watching the NFL today and all that. For my guys, my college basketball heads, the women heads, there's a ton of good basketball on as well. If you got a side TV or iPad you want to keep an eye on during the NFL Sunday today. And there's even actually a really good matchup on there as we speak. Just came on ESPN maybe about 30 minutes ago. So UCLA and Florida State women are both playing. UCLA is a top 5 women's team in the country right now. And I think Florida State's like number 19 or 20. So just something to peep at, right? So as well as I think South Carolina plays later. I think UConn. All of them play today. So just keep an eye on that.
Word.
All right. Well, we up out here till next time. I'm your boy Prime Net Source. We're going to get at you.